Hi, Magic Tank in here. Today we're going to be reviewing the Last Waffentrager mode. Now, as you can see, it looks pretty cool. Some pretty cool cosmetics everywhere, with a couple of battery things around, and yeah. At the back you can see there's a cool little reactor along with some cool engines, and two little battery pack things. And at the front, there's like this humongous gun coil around the cannon, which looks really rad. Plus, it has some weird packs on the tracks. Now we go to Waffentrager. Waffentrager is my favorite. It has like this big engine in the front, plus a humongous fan at the back, and around the gun it has like a little coily thing. So, in the engine it has a speed boost, repair kit, med kit, and a fire extinguisher. And as you can see, 4 crew members that you can collect for the collection, which I won't be showing. We'll just jump straight into the action now. Today we're going to be playing the T-55 Thunderbolt in my first 2 battles, and my first battle, new Waffentrager E100. So, as you can see, the mode generally starts with these lower tier tanks, the Lucas and Panzers and stuff, tier 4 or 5s. Pretty bad, and you just ram them and kill them. Easy for the beginning. And as you can see, there's only 50 damage. But whenever someone gets those electricity things, then our damage is increased up to 100, 150, so on. Every time you destroy a group of enemies, you get one of those. And as you can see on the map, it shows you where they are and where the next one will be. So, the power is right above the team, as I showed a second ago. So as you can see, now that we've gone to quite a few energy, I'm doing more like 150 damage. And I'm pretty sure your damage increases 50 damage every single time you shoot. And now I'm using the speed boost to get to the enemies quicker. So you can see that you go crazy fast when you use a speed boost, and this is generally used against the Waffentrager. See that cool little spin? And with the speed boost, it's also really useful to ram and stuff. Now, as you can see, it takes about 4 seconds to get an electricity thing to increase your damage. And yeah, so now I'm pretty sure they also add 30 seconds every time you get one. So now our damage is up to like 200 damage, and we're still at 5 minutes 22 seconds. Now I'm coming over here and I get blasted at Waffentrager. You can see how much damage a Waffentrager does. It just destroys you. You can also see how now all the enemies are Panthers and VKs and stuff. Not so many of those babies anymore. Now, it takes 10 seconds to respawn, and the Waffentrager is a real player. So, now, I was running over here, and with the speed boost really quick, and yeah. Now, I forgot to mention about the speed boost is you go crazy aim. Like, your aim just sucks. So as you can see now, my damage is 250 damage. Much better than it was at the start, and I can ram. As well as, whenever you get one of those energy things, your health also increases. As you can see, my health is at like 700, now it's back to full. So yeah, now, I could just cut straight across the map. But if I did that, then the Waffentrager would completely kill me. So, the idea is to go around the Waffentrager to number 7. And as you can see, that crazy speed is awesome, and I love that flip. So now that the energy is at 5, we're up to like 300 damage. So now, I'm just kind of across the map going like, Waffentrager's on the other side, I don't have to worry about it. As you can see, there's an 8 over there, and it shows where the next enemy tanks are going to come. And you can also see that the enemies are E75s and Tiger 2s and Tiger 1s, whatever now. So they're pretty strong now, but you're also strong. So here, I just go right here and just go down and go right beside, in front of him. I was trying to go beside him, but bad luck. So here, I just face hug him, and he can't do anything until the enemy Tiger 1 shoots me, or 2. Yeah, Tiger 2. So back with that, 10 or 15, I don't really know, 10 seconds, and it tells, oh, it's your last attempt. As you can see, your 3 lives are down there. So now, we're getting pretty high, and generally, you don't really want to shoot at the Waffentrager or actually attack him until later on in the game when you're at 7 or 8. So now, I'm going after these guys, and as you can see, they're up to tier 10s now. You can see over there, there's the Panzer thing, the back turret, and that thing's really powerful. So now, I'm just blasting with like 400 damage gun, or 350, meh. So, yeah, and the reload is really quick for this. So, I'm just like trying to side scrape, and it actually works pretty well. And I'm getting some pretty good shots. As you can see, this thing also has pretty good penetration. So now, I'm just trying to pick off more of the last ones of these things, like the energies, to get my damage up to 550 and be able to wreck. So now I'm just trying to charge this guy and circle him. And while I'm going, I just change targets quickly and use a speed boost to get around him. Now that I'm behind him, I just sit here and blast him. So now, as you can see, the Waffentrager's over there, and I'm keeping this enemy in front of me so I don't get destroyed by the Waffentrager. But then I realized that the enemy tanks disappear. And that's another thing I forgot to say. Whenever an enemy tank dies, it just disappears. So don't try and use that as cover. So now, as you can see, every enemy is a mouse, E100, or the K-Pans or whatever. Oh wow, I didn't even know there was any 75s at this point. Anyway though, so now I'm just sniping some low HP, and I'm one shot to most of the enemy tanks from the numbers, and I'm also really vulnerable to the enemy Waffentrager. And it's a pretty common strategy for the Waffentragers to guard their loot, their energy. They're like, you're not getting this energy unless you kill me. So yeah, now we have almost level 10. We're at level 8. I'm pretty sure this does 450 damage now. And I decided to run over here and try and get to 500 damage. And a speed boost over here. I love the speed boost. Now I just poke around and start nailing them. Now I can't pen them from the front, so I'm forced to go away and circle a bit, or to go towards the Waffentrager. So I decided to go towards the Waffentrager because, you know. But then I turn back and I see 2 of my friends doing it, and I decide they need a 3rd friend to take out 3 tier 10s with tier 9s. So now, me and my friends move in, and I use my speed boost to do a little loop around the enemies, and trying to get out of the line of fire of the mouse and try and find a nice position to snipe him from. So now I'm just sniping from here with a 450 damage gun, and that's GG for that mouse. So now the Waffentrager is still defending that energy, and I'm just helping one of my friends deal with these tier 10s. And as you can see, the number's pretty low, it's 50 seconds, and I was just like, how could I win this? But I've never played the mode before, and I realized now that it was quite possible to win, even if there's only 30 seconds. So now, I finished this guy off, grab the energy, as you can see, boom, plus 30 seconds. Plus, my HP is at like 600 now. So now, I'm running back over there, and as you can see, all my friends are swarming the Waffentrager, and as long as you can get all of this energy and have enough players left, you can just swarm the Waffentrager at the end and kill them. That's generally what happens at the end of the game, if the T-55s win. So now I speed boost over there, and try to get to Waffentrager to get a shot or two in, you know? And as you can see, that's one of the Waffentrager's devastating weapons, the pulse thing, that can deal a ton. But it doesn't matter for him, because we're just too much. So now I just pop a couple shells. Surprisingly, I bounced one, honestly. So he's trying to run, but it's no use, because we're everywhere. So now we kill him, and I love that animation with all the light and stuff. And the gun right now does 550 damage. So as you can see, it goes from 50 damage to 550 once you complete all the little power things where the enemies are. So yeah, now during this game it was pretty bad because I was third last. I didn't get one of those mission things for the Waffentrager to play it. And yeah, but you know, I'd say it was a pretty good first game. Now we'll just jump straight into the next one. So for this game, I got a bit late, but I was still able to snap a shot there, really lucky off of that turret of the Panzer IIIe. So now I'm kind of swerving towards the right side to try and avoid the Waffentrager, because it'll be really dangerous and it's really a pain. So now I just jump up here and do my signature move, ram the Lucas. And I kill it. So now I'm just round up the Panzer IVH and kill him. Now, again I make the mistake of using him as a shield against the Waffentrager. But it doesn't really matter anyway. So yeah. And now he starts chasing me. I was just like, oh crap. I did. So I try and track him, but I learned that I'm pretty sure he can't be tracked. And yeah, it's 15 seconds for reviving. So yeah, the Waffentrager, as you can see, is really powerful and just smashed me in 2 minutes. So now, I'm just sitting here waiting to get revived, and I get it back. And I decide to go for this one that's really close. So yeah, pretty easy. Just run over here and just shoot this guy a couple times, and push my damage up to 150 now. So yeah, we just destroy this last enemy and get this energy. And now we have 200 damage guns, which are really nice to deal damage to these higher tier dudes, like the Tiger 1 and stuff. So now I run over here and do some shots on the Panther side. And I look around and think, which one's the best target? And I decide Panther because Panther is the best tank out on the tier 7. So I get hit once by a 60 damage gun, and I was surprised because I thought it would be a 100 damage gun, like the real tank. But I guess I was wrong. So now I just switch over to heavy because the light is just nothing to me really. and I'm just nailing him with 200 damage gun. And yeah, so I just finish him from afar and start to move in, but I'm just like, the Waffentrager is just gonna destroy me. Plus my friends got it. But then I make the big mistake of going through the middle. And at this point, I knew I flipped up. So now I'm just activate speed boost and get out of there. But speed boost runs out. So now I start trying to swerve and get behind this house before he destroys me. And now, as you can see, it's pretty clear why I suggested not to go near this thing at the start. It can two-shot you. So now I just wait for me to get revived, and this time I'm just like, not gonna do that again. So now I'm gonna try and be more careful. So I snipe, and I don't know why, but I can never seem to hit panthers. Like, I bounced that time, and for the last 3 shots I shot, I missed at panthers. So now I'm just shooting enemies from afar, and I try and get some revenge. Sweet revenge. And I get spotted, and just trying to get behind this rock. And poke around this rock and start, or wanting to start to shoot. But all the enemies are gone, including the Waffentrager disappeared. So now I'm doing the arc again, instead of going through the middle, when I got greedy earlier. So I take this little curve and get to the energy, and yeah. And as you can see, 250 damage already. So we only need another 300 to get max damage. So I run over to the energy here and see my friend grab me, and I'm like, everything I did was useless. Just now. Anyway though, and I like the part, I just realized now that the reactor thing on your back is more of a storage thing, so sorry about that. And it glows every time you collect some energy, which looks pretty rad. So now I'm just getting away, I'm just like, crap, I don't want to die all 3 times to the Waffentrager. So now I'm just speed boosting away. And I try and get some shots on the enemy E75 over there, and I get a really lucky fire shot. So now I'm just doing some damage, and he reappears and miss, of course. But then my friend takes care of him, so I just run over there, grab the energy, and get up to 350 damage. So as you can see, we're not really doing too good right now. We have 3 tanks dead, and the last 4 people have 1 life, except for 1 person has 2 lives. Never mind, all 4 of us have 1 life. So now I just speed boost away and try and get over to the enemies over there in B9. And yeah, it's pretty hopeless at this point. And I just decide to try. So I run over here and I realize they're one of the highest groups now. So I decide to try and deal some damage and destroy them and hopefully get my energy up and destroy the Waffentrager, but all my dreams were probably unrealistic, and this Waffentrager just puts it up for me. So yeah, I think the mode is very interesting and does seem really great. And I didn't really check out the collection or anything, but it looks pretty good, and the footlockers look pretty good. So now I decided to go check out the Waffentrager key thing to figure out how to get Waffentrager, and I realized to get top 5 in 7 battles, or 5 battles. So yeah, mode's pretty cool and all. So now we're gonna go check out the Waffentrager E100 and see if the mode gets better with playing it. let's jump straight into the gameplay. So, now, I get into the game, and it's my first game in this thing. So, I turn to the friendlies that are closer, because the other guys are obviously going to be way too far, and so you can see the T-55 Thunderbolts already getting over to them, and getting ready to store them. So, I just rush over here. I'm surprised by the mobility, how it goes 40 kilometers. I was expecting something much slower. So now, I just go over here and over the hill, and I'm thinking about using the EMP thing. But there's just not enough enemies, and I decided not to. But the EMP would basically be it just sends a blast and deals damage to the closest enemy. So as you can see, I just poked around the corner and annihilate these T-55 Thunderbolts. You can see how much superior this thing is at the start of the game. And in general, I'm just staying around here, and I'm going to be poking around this hill here, and sniping those guys. Because from here, I can defend that base, kind of, and defend the base right behind me. So I'm just sniping a couple shots. Yeah, it has surprisingly good aim for a 700 damage gun. But yeah, I get a couple hits, and the reload in between shots is, I'm pretty sure 5 seconds. And honestly, that ability I just used, the shell ability, is pretty useless in my opinion. Deals like no damage and just stuns them. Doesn't really do much. So, yeah. Now, I'm just, trying to pick him off before they destroy that guy, but it's kind of hopeless when I'm this far. I sadly missed that shot. Really unlucky. And I just quickly unload and deal some damage. So now I'm just sticking around this rock, hoping I can pick off a couple more shots before moving. And yeah. So now I started moving over to the other base. And the other base is where all the enemies are going, so I decided I'm going to try and take them out. But I realized it's T-55 Thunderbolt and try and hit him. But the gun elevation is enough, but it's actually surprisingly good in my opinion. So now I'm just really sniping. I decided just now that it's hopeless to get over there. It's just too far and they're already swarming it, so, you know. So, I'm just unloading, and, yeah. So, I get quite a few shots. As you can see, this gun's devastating. If you get them in your line of sight, they're devastating. So this team was pretty bad, in my opinion. They were always going in front of the line of sight. But, yeah. So now I'm just getting thundered or nailed, and I'm just like, come on. Panzer 4H and Lucas trying to go, so I try and like push Lucas away to stop him. I would have gone down, but I don't want the Lucas to die, because if he dies, then they can get the energy much easier. But of course the Lucas just runs and says, whatever. So now I'm just like, should I go down and try and protect the Lucas, but I decided it's too far. So I continue nailing him while they're trying to get to him, and yeah, really nice how I can just pick him off really quickly. Pretty clear why you don't want me in this line of sight, as I've already said quite a few times. So now I'm trying to get over to the next base, because if I don't get to the next base, then they're just going to kill them and get more energy and get bigger guns, and I'm just going to be dead. So I nailed that guy, easy, one shot, come over this ridge and attack him, because There's like 2 of them over the ridge, plus a third over there. So I try ramming him, but sadly missed the ram. And now I just nail that guy in the side, and then he turns and runs like a smart guy. And then I turn around and go back to my previous objective and go over to these Tiger 1 and stuff. So, again, the mobility is great. Like, I'm just racing for a tank of this size. So, I run over here, and the reload of 13 seconds is honestly overpowered. But, again, 32,000 HP, and 5 seconds in between shells with 700 damage guns is already pretty overpowered. So now, I'm trying to poke over this little ridge-ish thing and get over to the enemies because they're all bunched up over here. So I charge them because I'm already high HP. I set fire to that guy, but he is automatic, so it doesn't really matter. Now try and poke over this and try and finish that guy, but it's kind of hopeless. So now I'm just advancing forward. No point in holding back right now because they don't do enough damage. So I just come around this corner and switch targets. But then he conveniently comes around the corner and I'm just like, yeah. And I barely manage that shot before he ducks behind the house. So, yeah. I'm just chasing these guys down. You can see the ability is pretty crap. It only did 47 damage suddenly. He just repaired it. So, you know. But luckily you ran into the ridge and I just, a rock, and I just go around. So now, I'm just debating whether to go over there or over there, but then I realized that they died, so what can I do? Yeah. But, by the way, never use the two ability. It's complete trash, and sure it could do something, but it'll do minimal, just waste time. So, now I just sit here and get a couple shots. This guy, again, as I said, I think this team wasn't too good. And you can see that did it again. 85 damage. So now I'm just trying to get back to these 2 groups before they die, but luckily only 1 Thunderbolt was able to get them. So it's pretty easy to get there before they all die. And you can see 52 seconds left, and I'm still pretty high HP and all. So it's pretty unlikely that they'll be able to kill me. And you can see the shield generator working there for a second. I was able to block one. I don't know if that was like a shield generator, which actually is there, or if it was just angles, some dumb angles or something, but I don't know. I was kind of wondering that. So now I pick off this guy, and you can see already 3 enemies on their team are dead, and that only leaves a couple more. So now I just have to stick around here and defend my 2 bases, but 10 seconds to the end of the game, and yeah, nothing they can do about it. So as you can see, playing as a Waffentrager is a pretty good experience. It's pretty interesting, and yeah, but in general, objectives are really just to get to your friendlies and protect them and destroy enemies, and even go into aggro sometimes. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope you enjoyed the video. See you next time.